So you're sitting in church, reading your Bible, reading a devotional, or you're feeling pressure to do all those things. But the missing piece is, why? What do I do with all this? And why do I feel so disconnected? That's what I want to talk about on this week's episode of Taking Your Dominion, the weekly discussion about on earth as it is in heaven, and our role in making that happen. Our role in making that happen. That's what this video is about, our role in making it happen. What do I even mean by taking your dominion? And how about back to my first question? You're reading your Bible, you're doing your devotional, you're going to church, but there's a disconnect. There shouldn't be a disconnect. That's the whole point. We're all here to take dominion. So what do I mean by that? Well, I certainly don't mean militarily. I don't mean forcing. I don't mean acquiring with illegal means. No, I don't mean that. I mean fulfilling. In the Old Testament, we read about the Israelites being given the promised land, and they're told to take dominion over it, to occupy it fully. And that's what I mean by taking your dominion. We have to know what that is. What is your dominion? I will tell you that it will shift over your lifetime. It's not one thing. We have multiple dominions and multiple ways this concept shows up. We have our family, we have our extended family, we have our friends, close friends, more distant friends, acquaintances, social media friends. We have church. We have other things that we're involved in that are church-like ministries. We have our work. We have associates. We have peers. We have employees, maybe. We have customers. We have clients. We have community members, etc., etc. All of these are dominions or pieces of dominion. So maybe there's the broad total dominion that we all have, but then within that, there's kind of these mini dominions. And what we need to develop and what we need to get good at is understanding what is our dominion, and then how do we fulfill our roles, responsibilities within that dominion so that we help God have the effect, his desired effect, within that space, within that realm. Taking your dominion. The word in the middle there is your, which brings us to identity. What do we know about ourselves? What do we believe about ourselves? What do we know that we're very good at doing? And what are all the millions of things that we know, we're not very good at doing? By the way, I really mean that. Part of identity is knowing all the things we're not good at and all the things we're not involved in and we shouldn't be involved in, right? Like I'm not a rocket scientist. Don't want to be one, wouldn't be very good at it. Wouldn't be a good ending, right? But there are things that I know I'm pretty good at. We can see this in David, King David. He knew some things he was really good at. And then like all good leaders, he surrounded himself with other people that were good at other things. There's a tip for you. So we have to know what the dominion is. That's purpose. Taking is also purpose. To take it. Again, I'm talking about occupying. I'm not talking about taking it from someone else. I'm talking about fulfilling it or filling fully the place where you're supposed to be. Sometimes I say identity, purpose, and place. That's taking your dominion. And that's what I want you to think about as you go forward. What about your dominion? What do you know you're supposed to be doing? What are the areas you know you're supposed to be fully occupying? How you doing? What do you need to do to get better at those things? What pieces are missing? Are those internal pieces or external pieces? And how do we fix that? How do we figure that out so we can fulfill our calling, our identity, purpose, and place? So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Taking Your Dominion, the weekly discussion about on earth as it is in heaven, and our role, your role, in making that happen. Have a great week. Bye-bye.